What's going on, people? Today we're going to talk about the 5 ways you can tell if you have unhealed trauma. So let's go.
Listen to me very carefully.
Now before we begin, it's really important you understand that all of us in the world have trauma. It's something that's not just exclusive to you. I mention this because it may feel like you're alone in dealing with these issues. And you might even look at other people and think, oh, they've got such a normal life, I wish I had that. But the truth is, everyone has unhealed trauma buried deep inside them. So I just wanted to make that point. You're not alone in this battle. So trauma has many causes. The most common causes though include family issues from the past or present, and that can include mental and physical abuse, issues from your school life, including problems with peers, bullies and even teachers, and again that can be mental and physical, past romantic relationships, the environment you grew up in, accidents, societal influences, etc, etc. Anything that has caused you a great deal of emotional distress in the past and still bothers you to this day can be considered trauma. So let's take a look at the 5 serious signs of trauma that you may not be aware of. Sign number 1, emotional outbursts. Emotional outbursts are one of the most common signs of hidden trauma. Let me ask you a few questions. Do you sometimes, out of nowhere, find yourself angry or in tears for no reason? Do you randomly snap at people or try to continuously get one over on others? Do you generally find emotional control difficult? If so, there may be some trauma buried deep down inside you that you need to deal with. Sign number 2, destructive behaviors. Destructive behaviors is another common sign of unhealed trauma and issues in your psyche. Do you engage in dangerous activities such as excessive drinking, excessive eating, sleeping around, drug abuse, vandalism, abusing others, and do you always find yourself in destructive romantic relationships? If so, there's probably a lot of trauma that needs addressing inside you before these outside behaviors are corrected. Coming in at number 3, we have trust issues. You can't trust anyone. This is usually caused from bad experiences with a romantic partner or family issues from the past. If you always find yourself in a situation where you can never trust anyone new, especially if objectively you know they're a good person, then there's definitely some trauma related to trust buried in your mental and emotional well-being. Sign number 4, extreme withdrawal from other people and extreme fear of rejection. If you find yourself always withdrawing from others out of fear of rejection or judgment, then there's probably some trauma issues related to your past that need to be looked into. Pay special attention if you notice this pattern happening over and over again in your life. That is a clear signal for trauma. And sign number 5, anxiety, depression and low self-esteem. These 3 issues are correlated with unhealed trauma. Granted, there are other mental and emotional disorders that fall into this category, but these are the 3 that I've seen most common in other people. If you suffer from any of them, that is a very clear sign of past trauma and something that you need to address. Dealing with trauma is tough, it's uncomfortable, and sometimes we tend to ignore it. However, if left unchecked, it can cause havoc in our everyday life. This is something we all have to deal with, and it's not going to go away. So to be honest, we might as well face it and try to overcome it, no matter how difficult it may be. We'll be in a much better position and we'll live a much happier and freer life by doing so. Now if you're interested in this area, then I strongly recommend you check out our Unconscious series on the channel, where we dive deep in how to address these issues. We'll leave things there, but I hope this video has made you aware of trauma signs to look out for in your everyday life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, comment and subscribe, and share it with anyone who needs to see this. I'll speak to you in the next one. Stay cool as always. Peace.